Hello, hello, and hello. Thank you all for joining us again for our new Ever J. Lewis Lawyers in the Classroom program series. For those of you who aren't aware, the Chicago Bar Association's Ever J. Lewis Lawyers in the Classroom program has existed for over 30 years. The program, which was originally a part of Constitutional Rights Foundation Chicago, involves me, Tiffany Watson, director of the program and former teacher and administrator, placing attorneys in second through eighth grade classrooms, specifically social sciences and literature classrooms, to teach students about the US Constitution, their constitutional rights, our legal system, and their rights and responsibilities under the law. Now, under the auspices of the Chicago Bar Association's 501c3, since 2019, the Lawyers in the Classroom program has continued to flourish. Attorney volunteers are partnered with teachers to provide students with grade level lessons and knowledge based on real life experiences, help them develop critical thinking skills, and offer young people an opportunity to interact with a variety of positive role models. The purpose of this series is for you to learn more about our participants in the Lawyers in the Classroom program, i.e., our attorney volunteers and our teacher partners, while also learning about what they've experienced during these Lawyers in the Classroom visits. Now, today we are speaking with another one of our attorney volunteers, Alex Bruening, and he is a attorney with the firm Banner Witcoff. Alex enjoys a diversified practice in intellectual property law while concentrating on patent and trademark litigation. His background in mechanical engineering and energy sciences is very vast, and we're just so happy to have him here today. Thank you so much for joining us, Alex.
Thanks, Tiffany, and thanks for the introduction. Glad to be here.
Excellent. So just to start off, can you tell me why you decided to be a part of the Lawyers in the Classroom program?
Absolutely. So I guess I'd like to back up to my final year of law school. I participated in a law clinic, which for people who don't know, that's basically a way for law students to get practical legal experience while providing free services to clients typically that are in need. The clinic that I was involved with was the elder law clinic. So we did a lot of Medicaid, Medicare applications, estate drafting, will drafting, that kind of stuff. And also other things that older people who might not have great access to legal services would need help with. So I guess that started my interest in pro bono activities. And then after graduating law school, I came up to Chicago to start working with my firm Banner Witcoff. And pretty early on after I started, I was introduced to this opportunity, Lawyers in the Classroom, that a lot of other attorneys at my firm participated in and had said good things about. So obviously I was interested. And I like working with kids. So it seemed like a no-brainer. And that's kind of how I got started. And I've completed my session. I've done 3 different sessions with 8th graders.
Awesome. That's awesome. So glad to hear it. And then, so since you've actually done your 3 sessions, can you tell me what do you see are the benefits of your visits to the classroom for both yourself and the students?
So I think the students and I share the benefit of being able to be exposed to different people for a change of pace. Obviously, with COVID-19, we just don't see a lot of people, and a lot of these kids only see their teachers on the computer screen every day. And similarly for me, I only really see my coworkers sometimes, on Zoom. And so I think we both benefited from being able to see people we really wouldn't see otherwise. I mean, I wouldn't see middle school kids if it wasn't for this program. And I'm certain that most of these middle school kids wouldn't be seeing lawyers. So I thought that was a shared benefit. That was really cool. And then I think the timing of this is super fascinating. And based on the topics that we teach, I thought the students had the benefit of being able to apply these topics to current events and to think about current events now from hopefully a different perspective than they may have been beforehand.
Is there a specific topic that sticks out to you that you felt has really, that you saw kind of the impact?
I mean, I thought they were all like, so our second topic we did was based around freedom of speech. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously that's a big deal with Twitter, Facebook, so, just social media in general,
Sure.
and kind of understanding what you can or cannot say and what things are not allowed to be said. I think the students had maybe a different idea of what freedom of speech actually was until we had that discussion. But then I also think the statutory interpretation topic we discussed kind of demonstrated to students that like laws are not simple. Laws are incredibly complex, and it's very easy to interpret a law in many different ways and for multiple people to have different understandings of what the law actually is. And I think that provides a lot of insight, to why there are all these differing views on current events across the country.
Absolutely. That's so good. And I'm glad that you were able to connect the lesson, which is so much more, the purpose. You were able to connect the lesson and curriculum to today. I mean, to the students' lives. And that's ultimately what's so transformative about this curriculum, and the fact that they're meeting a legal expert, and they're able to connect and make those ask those questions and have those discussions, have a civil discourse with each other as well as the attorney, that allows them to really grow academically, and their thinking skills, their critical thinking skills are also grown with your experience with them. So just when you look back at those three visits, um, can you highlight anything in particular that you feel stood out, that you want to share?
Absolutely. So I'd like to preface this with the fact that I don't have a lot of interactions with eighth graders. But one thing, especially after our first meeting, which I thought was probably the hardest topic, and that was statutory interpretation. I remember after our meeting with the students, me and my coworker that we both taught this lesson, we got on a phone call afterwards, and we just couldn't. We were talking about how we couldn't believe how smart these kids were. And so I think that was something that was a highlight. It was like knowing that these kids were interested, and I thought these kids are super smart. And it's kind of cool knowing, okay, this is what our future is. These kids know what they're talking about. They were able to digest this relatively difficult topic at an early age. So I thought that was neat. And then the second thing was, over the course of the three meetings, watching the students, because each meeting was with the same group of kids, watching the students discuss previous meetings and maybe applying things they learned from those other meetings. I thought that was really neat. And just watching the students grow. And I think talking about the law can be an intimidating subject and something that people are not really comfortable with because it is difficult. But
Sure.
watching them from day one or meeting number one till meeting number three become more comfortable in sharing their thoughts on legal principles. So
Awesome.
just watching the growth, ultimately watching their growth and knowledge, I thought was really cool.
Excellent. That's exactly what you want to see, among other things. It sounds like you had a relationship with the students. You built a relationship. You were able to exchange with them to the point where you learned about them and they learned from you, obviously, and they got comfortable, which is just really, really phenomenal. And then they were able to ask questions. So
Mhm.
this is awesome. I'm really glad to hear that things went so well, and I'm just glad that you're a part of the program. And I'm certain that the students won't forget the interactions that they had with you and your team. So again, thank you, Alex, for being a part of the Lawyers in the Classroom program. And of course, thank you for joining me today to discuss your experiences. So we're just happy to have you a part of the program.